Hey YouTube, this is Bernie with Dry Creek Homestead. So thought I would give you a little bit of an update today because we haven't posted in a couple weeks now, and I'm sorry about that. So this is the spot that we're going to do the wheat and the grains in. This is a 5-acre spot. We got rain, and so we haven't been able to really do anything. We started that one day, and then it rained and we had to wait for it to dry back out to finish plowing it up. And you can see actually kind of in the background, my son's out there on the tractor right now trying to finish it up. So time wise, and we're still not quite done yet, but we're pretty close to being done. So time wise, we're looking at about sorry, I stepped in an anthill. It's probably going to be right at 4.5 hours to do 5 acres. And so we're talking about trying to be as self-sufficient as you can and growing the feed for livestock and most of your own produce. There's still things you're going to have to buy, like salt and other coffee, other things like that you can't grow maybe in your climate. But trying to be as self-sufficient as you can. And we romanticize the idea, but people don't really realize how much work it really truly is. So we're going to have about 5 acres, or about 5 hours in planting or plowing this 5 acres. So it's about an hour per acre. And we're using a 50-horse John Deere tractor with a 2-bottom plow is what we're using. So if you had to do this, like we do have a BCS, so it has a rotary plow, and we've got a 30-inch tiller. It's a BCS 853. We've had it since, we bought it in 2008. I absolutely love it for the garden and building raised beds. And you could, if you absolutely had to, you probably could do this with that, but it would take a lot longer. So we romanticize this idea of growing all of our own stuff, but we really don't know how much work it really is. And even on this, we're using a tractor, but we're going to have to do a lot of the cultivation by hand between the rows, because we're going to do corn, we're going to do wheat, and we're going to do some other things out there, but it is a lot of work. And so I also have an off-farm job. I farm for a living, and when we're plowing there, we don't use a bottom plow, but we do have I think it's an 18-foot DMI ripper, and it's got big ripper shanks to bust up hard pans, and we use a 300-horse tractor to pull that. And that one I think we can do about 10 acres an hour versus the 1 acre an hour you're doing with this. So it is a little bit more time consuming, so. But we're working it. We've got our meat chickens are starting to come along pretty good. I'll get a video of them, and so you can see them. But I wanted to put this out here today because we hadn't posted in a little while because it's been too wet to do much. And so, but I do have video. It did take us. It probably wouldn't have taken us quite as long to plow this, but it's my first time using a bottom plow. And the only reason we did that is we had to bust up a hard pan. And so we had a little bit of trouble setting it up to make it do a good job. And so we did have to play with that a little bit, because at first when we were going, you had one plow that was digging in, the other one wasn't digging in as deep. And so we had to do some adjustment to the 3-point arms because it is hooked onto the 3-point. And then there were just some other things, had to level it front to back, and there's another, it's a little stem that sticks down with the disc blades for cutting the sod. So we just had to figure all that stuff out. I've never used one, and then once we got going, we had to figure out, well, where do we put the tire for the next pass, and other things like that, So it took a little bit for us to figure it out. And like I said, you probably could have done a little bit faster if you knew what you're doing, but it was our first time. Now, after we get done plowing this here, hopefully this coming week before it rains, because we're supposed to get rain again on Friday, we've got a 6-foot little garden disc, and I'll get video of that too. And we'll go across this at an angle to level the furrows out and to chop up some of the dirt clods. And then when we do get a rain, it'll help melt the rest of those clods. And then our hope is to get it planted before the 1st of November in the wheat. Not the whole 5 acres. We're going to do, I can't remember. I drew out a plan on paper, and that took a little while too, because we were trying to figure out what we want to do where and other things. So we kept changing that around, but I've finally got that drawn out, and I'm coloring it right now. So we'll see how well I stay in the lines and everything. But that way we can have a plan. You always want to have a plan, even if it's just a small vegetable garden. Make a plan, grow your plan. That's the best thing to do. But anyway, so we did get that plan drawn up. I'm finished coloring it. I'm going to do that video of what we're going to do, where we're going to do it, and why we're going to do it that particular way. Hopefully here this coming week as well. And then we'll have the video out of us actually plowing it up and setting up the plow and everything like that. And you know, there's probably a couple funny spots where you're gonna get to laugh at me, because I didn't know what I was doing when we first started. So anyway, that's what it is. Learning experience. So anyway, well, camera's kind of shaky. So anyway, but I'll let you go. We're gonna finish this up, and I'll finish shooting that plowing video. We should have that out here hopefully by the middle of this coming week, and then we'll get that other video up on the actual plan that you see on paper. And then hopefully I get 2 videos out this coming week. Hopefully I get another, I might get 3, because I want to give everybody a tour of the chickens and the hogs and maybe the cows. So we'll try to get that out, but just show you this complete journey, what we're doing, how hard it is, you know, if you had to do it on your own. And maybe it's a good learning experience. The world's getting crazy nowadays, so maybe you end up having to do this one day, you know, I don't know. So we'll have to see. But we thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.